Thyroid metabolism is generally quite simple. There's TRH, which is made in the hypothalamus, and it comes down and stimulates the pituitary, and then the pituitary gland makes something called TSH. TSH goes from the pituitary gland down to the thyroid and stimulates the thyroid to make thyroid hormone. Thyroid hormone is basically two benzene rings, or tyrosines you might say, modified with 4 iodine molecules stuck to it. Sorry, iodine atoms stuck to it. And these 4 iodines give T4 its name. And then subsequently, once T4 is released from your thyroid, it goes into the different tissues where it's going to do its work. And in many of those tissues, it is activated to T3. If you read the older books, they'll tell you that that happens only in the liver, but it actually probably happens in all tissues. Where the thyroid is, T4 is taken, one of those iodines is clipped off, and you get something called T3. The difference here is that this T3 is 5 times more active than the T4 that it started out. However, if an iodine in one position gets clipped off, you get T3. If it's clipped off in the other position, you get reverse T3. For many years, we thought that reverse T3 is just basically garbage that your body gets rid of. But now we know that it actually blocks the thyroid receptors and prevents the T4 and T3 from binding and doing what they need to do. So this brings up the point that you can't just take someone who's low on thyroid and write T4 replacement for them with levothyroxine or Synthroid or Tyrosint or whatever new brand name it may come out on under in the future. You really need T3 supplementation in some people, because if you monitor the levels of reverse T3 and see how much stuff there is that's blocking your receptors, it will tell you that really you can't just keep increasing the dose of T4 replacement. You need to do T3 replacement, which also, for reasons that are not known, tend to be much more important for women than they are in men. Men depend more on T4, women depend more on T3, and I've seen this numerous times in my career where women have been taking replacement with T4 for decades, and all of a sudden you give them a little bit of T3 replacement with liothyronine or Cytomel or Armour Thyroid or Nature Thyroid, and they blossom. It makes a huge difference for women, whereas it seems to make no difference for men.